Hi, drawing. Let's take a look at the assignment that you have for this week. This is the experimenting with materials, media, and mark making assignment. So, what do you want to do for this assignment? This is a really easy assignment, but I do want you to make several drawings. So, it is going to take you a little bit of time. But I want you to experiment with all your materials, and I want you to experiment with mark making, holding your materials, thinking about how your body is an extension of your drawing materials. Because if you think about um, sometimes people will sit down and draw. And in an in-person, we are an online class, so it is going to be a little bit different for you guys. But in an in-person class, it's you guys draw. The class always stands when they're drawing. At least in my class, they always stand. People take breaks if they're tired. Totally understandable. But when you are drawing, you should ideally be standing at an easel. And when you're doing observational drawing, excuse me, you should be standing at an easel looking at what you are drawing, and the easel should be right next to your sight of vision of what you're seeing. So basically, you only really need to make a very small turn to kind of compare and contrast what's on the easel and what's on your page. So this assignment, being a first assignment, it is just getting you used to being on the paper, using your materials, standing at your page. But what I really want you to do is be very conscious of your body and how your body is an extension of your drawing tools. So there are a lot of there's a lot of information in this module. I want you to read it pretty carefully. Look at the images that I have included so that you kind of know what you're looking for. And let me try and zoom in here. These are the objectives, which I just told you, which I just kind of mentioned in my intro. You're also, what I didn't mention is getting used to drawing on an 18 by 24 substrate. I'm not sure um, how many of you have, how used to drawing on a sort of a larger scale piece of, when I say substrate, I mean just a surface. But I don't know how many of you are used to drawing on this kind of large scale surface, but this is part of the class, is getting used to working on an 18 by 24 inch page, because everything you guys will be submitting will be on 18 by 24 inch paper. So let's see, where can I kind of expand here for you? So here's an image on how to hold your pencil. I also don't want you holding it as if you're writing a letter. I want you to hold it at the end. I want you to try to hold it as far away from the tip of the pencil as possible. Especially when we go into gesture drawing, that's going to be important. You want to hold it like basically at the end of the pencil. In an in-person class, there's an assignment that we do where I have students tape their pencils to long paintbrushes and long sticks. And actually, there's a reason why paintbrushes are very long, if you've ever noticed. And I have them use their pencil attached to a stick so that if they can't resist the urge to hold it as a pencil, as if they're writing a letter, they have to hold it attached to a stick. So I really want you to experiment with that and think about how your pencil is an extension of your hand, is an extension of your arm, is an extension of your shoulder, which is an extension of your body. If you see here, this is what I'm talking about. If you see, I'm standing here and I'm drawing, and I'm holding the pencil all the way. I'll zoom in here because if the quality of the video is not great. I'm holding the pencil all the way at the end, close to the end. And it really just helps you get a more fluid, flowing line. Here's a video that I found that I thought was kind of helpful on how to hold your pencil and the different effects that you can get using different grips. It also talks about, like, if you zoom in here, you can see the pencil is sharpened a little differently. Again, it's a little bit more applicable when we're doing an in-person drawing class, because I can, I'm there in person and I can really help you manipulate the way that you're standing and holding the pencil and holding your material and kind of using your body. But that video is pretty good and explains, it gives you some good information on how to approach this. Okay, so what else do I have here? Here's just an image of a woman drawing, and if you see, her arm is extended at a 90-degree angle. Her elbow is not locked. In my note, it says arm locked, but it is straight. And the reason why we do this, and this is going to come up when we use the viewfinders, is that if you constantly are bending your arm, it changes the distance that you are from your page, and it changes what you're actually seeing. So when you're standing at your page, I'm going to go back here, you should be standing, says it somewhere here in the content here, but you should be standing like 3 feet away, not 3 feet, like 2 feet away, an arm's length away from your page. Right here, an arm's length away from your page, so that you have a consistent point of reference, so that you're not constantly moving all over the place. Sometimes in my in-person calls, I have people tape their feet. I have people tape, where their feet are in relation to the easel. So keep that in mind as you're drawing. And here's another thing that I want you guys to pay attention to. If you are standing, let me kind of zoom in here. If you are standing at an easel and this person does not have their arm locked, you can see, excuse me, they should be standing a little bit farther away, but you want to be able to see your page at a 90-degree angle. Here's a drawing horse. I don't ever use drawing horses in my class, not even when they're standing, because when you stand and you use a drawing horse, this is what happens. And when you sit and you use a drawing horse, yeah, maybe you can see it at 90 degrees, but you don't have your entire body disposable at your disposal when you are making your drawings. So this is what you're looking for, that you want to be at a 90-degree angle to your page, so that you're not viewing things. You can't, if you're at an angle like this, you're going to see your drawing, like it's going to cause distortion, and it kind of messes with what you're seeing. So what you need to do for this assignment is you need your newsprint pad for this, because you're just kind of warming up and you're just experimenting with your materials. You're not really making a finished drawing at all. You're just making let's see. It's easier. You guys are gonna read through this stuff, but let me pull up the example, because it's easier for me to explain it in the example. So here's the example that I gave you. Again, turn it in this way, just like you did for the last assignment. You're doing ellipses, and I want you to try and get your ellipses as even and symmetrical and as nice as possible, using your entire arm to do this. When you use, I'm going to have you use a pencil, and I'm going to have you use charcoal. And when you use charcoal, I want you to, I just want you to be careful, because it can get kind of messy. So if you do have access to campus, I would go on campus, or I would do it in a garage or somewhere that doesn't have rugs, or put something down so that the charcoal doesn't make a mess on the ground, because charcoal is very messy. So just keep that in mind as you're doing these. And then for the last part of the assignment, I want you to do this gradient. I want you to do this gradient scale here. And I think that there is a video. Let me see something. I may or may not have. I think I have a video. If I can find it, I'll upload it. But I just want you to do a gradient scale, excuse me, using, let me see if I can turn this. I can't, oh, it's all the way at the top. Never mind. Gotta love Canvas. I want you to do 6 gradient scales. I want you to do 3 using your soft fine charcoal, and I want you to do 3 using your soft compressed charcoal. Both should be soft. You're going to need them for, I believe it's week 11. It's somewhere later in the semester. but I want you to just experiment with making some loose value um, value scales, so that when you get to that point, we might do it again. When you get to that point, I have to kind of dive into the assignment again and take a look, but I just want you to get used to using your material, and then you're going to hand in your written part as well. Here's my example here. And again, don't forget, put it in your portfolio PowerPoint file, because you're going to need that at the end of the semester. It'll save you a lot of time if you just build off of that one single file, and you just save the assignments separately for submission uploads when you're putting your files in for grading. So again, rubric is the same. I'm looking for craftsmanship. Is the assignment finished? Is it complete? Are you submitting one single PDF? Don't submit 10 JPEGs. I won't look at that. Use the template that I gave you guys. It should make it easier for you. You don't have to think so hard. You just plug in all of your information where mine is. Professional presentation through communication. You should be evaluating your own work using the ideas and the terminology presented in the lesson. Are your photos good? Can I see your photos? If your photos aren't good, it's just going to be a reflection of your work. And it just really makes it, you really want to take a good photo for all of your submissions. Do you put a pencil in it so that I know how big it is? And then again, I'm looking for you to understand the principles of the lesson. This is kind of a different lesson. I can't really watch you standing there, but I can tell what marks look like when they're made, when people are standing up and when they're sitting down, believe it or not. I've been teaching drawing a little while, so I can kind of tell what they look like. So I'll know if you're sitting down. You can pin your you can pin your paper up on your drawing board and set it up against a chair or on a wall. Or if you do have access to campus, the best way to do it is really use an easel on campus if you're there. Let's see what else. I think that's it. Don't forget that you have your critique posts from the previous assignments that you have to post. So that's for the baseline drawings. And then also don't forget that once you're done uploading the assignment, I would, for this assignment, you can pick, you don't have to post every single image. I would pick like one or two of the best pages that you did and upload it, and then upload your statement and then reply back to your peers. Yeah. So if you guys have questions, email me. And if not, I will see you on Canvas.